Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Friday morning here in Indiana, and we are less than 24 hours from the last partial solar eclipse of 2018. This eclipse is happening in Leo. When we have solar eclipses, we have new moons. Okay, when we have lunar eclipses, we have full moons. So this is always happening in that specific lunar timing. So the solar eclipse is also a new moon, which makes the new moon extremely potent. The energy is extremely exponentially expanded in their, fertility of seed planting. It's like the soil is really rich for getting in touch, particularly in this solar eclipse, with the deepest heart of the matter. It's my little Leo lion, Sedona. She's not a Leo, she's a Cancer. But anyway, she roars. So this is happening at 19 degrees of Leo, okay? And what is Leo? What's the energy of Leo? Leo is the lion. Leo is, the heart. This is the heart of courage, the heart of love, of children. This is expressing your heart out in the world. Leo does like to shine. Leo likes to, perform and be in the center and to be appreciated and respected for the courage, for, there is, the lion is the top of the food chain, and there's an energy there that not only desires to be respected, but deserves to be respected. And so we're really, in this eclipse time, we have 7 planets retrograde, including Chiron, which isn't technically a planet, but it's such a massive, rock orbiting the sun that, we consider it a planet often in the astrology community. Chiron is the energy of the wounded healer, kind of that sacred wound energy that you're working with, I'm working with, we are all working with in humanity. We all have Chiron in our chart. So Chiron is making its retrograde phase back into Pisces, where it will dip in for a little bit and then return for its full transit in Aries, I think sometime in February. So anyway, that's maybe a little bit too much about Chiron, but we are going through all this kind of like pullback energy when we have retrogrades. I feel like it's a very potent time for internal reflection, review on what, getting deeper into the true of the true. This is an eclipse that's conjunct, which means right in alignment, right on top of a Mercury retrograde, which Mercury retrogrades 3 or 4 times every year. So it's not uncommon to have, that's the fastest moving planet in the solar system. Of course, Sedona wants to be a part of it. Okay, but this is conjunct. This solar eclipse is conjunct Mercury retrograde. So we've got a lot. And what is Mercury? Okay, Mercury is the messenger god, the god of the planet of thought, the planet of communication. Okay, and this is coming through the crown chakra, we're really to me, this is really indicating this conjunction, what are the illusions that we have complexly woven into the fabric of our own thinking, our own perceiving, our own inner workings and actually physical neuropathways that we've developed based on belief systems that actually are conditioned into us, right? And that goes so deep. The Hall of Mirrors goes so deep. It's like one mirror reflecting off of another mirror, off of another mirror, boom, 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 like way, way into the moment that we're perceiving. And it's like, well, wait, like, how do I get to the truth? Is this all just like a reflection of a distortion of like a seed that was planted back in my childhood that was a response mechanism to a stressful situation that you were misunderstood or that you had to survive? It's like, what are we perceiving? Like, how do we get to the truth? And these eclipses really give us the opportunity to pull back the layers, to pull back the veil of our own illusions that we've spun. And, it's not a painless process to deal with the ego's response to going through that release journey, or just before you even release, you have to become aware of the illusion or the false reality or these are constructs of our mind, but they are like neuro grooves and have like formed habit patterns in our lives that are very substantial, very third dimensional, and when we're working in this energetic level, it's like sometimes we get these epiphanies and we see it, we get it, but then to actually implement the change is, as my Aunt Lisa says, it's simple, but it's not easy. And that is true because, this third dimension, this carbon reality is, it can be heavy and it can be painful. We get, our nervous system can ache when we're going through this kind of ascension process. We can get, headachy. We can get, fatigued or anxious. There's just like all these things dealing with fear, which is a very strong force, a very powerful force in this realm, in this reality that we're constantly having to overcome and talk ourselves through. So this eclipse is giving us the opportunity with all this retrograding energy, basically, as I see it, to get into the heart of the matter, to get into like, how do we trip the circuit of our own illusions? And it really is to go so deep into our heart that when, I invite us all to do this, to look in the mirror and see what you see. And if there's a part of you that's cringing at the sight of what you see, you'll know that there are distortions. And these distortions are not the true you. These are the distortions that are needing that deep, courageous lioness heart to percolate and love those particles that have been unloved. And maybe those unloved particles come from not receiving the kind of love you needed as a child, or the kind of approval or acceptance, or like even any times that the time that you've failed, I put that in quotes because we can't succeed if we don't fail, right? We know that failure is only a phase and a part of the journey of figuring out, what it is we're doing here. But so there really is no failure, but just to use that word, anytime that we like perceive that we, you know, came up short of our potential, we kind of create these negative thoughts about ourselves and these negative perceptions. And, maybe sometimes we were nasty, and maybe we haven't forgiven ourselves. Or maybe like we've had really nasty events happen to us and we haven't like fully forgiven the other. And somehow like you're still holding yourself in that victimized mentality. And this is like a real radical time of like deep, deep love and letting the solar consciousness of this eclipse to come through, to shine through, like whatever's being pulled off out of the shadow of the eclipse, whatever's been coming up for you these past 6 weeks. We had a partial solar back in July. We had a total lunar late July, and now we're having a partial solar. This is like a trifecta energy that's like really rare to have 3 eclipses. Usually they come in 2 packs. But this has been a deep opportunity this summer for like real karmic stuff to come up. Some people are karmically like soaring and like are having like the times of their lives, It depends on like your chart and how things are being aspected. We all have these personal time clocks. So if we were all going through tough stuff at the same time, the world would sink. If we were going through all great stuff at the same time, things would be out of balance, right? So we're all kind of, at different phases of this karmic cycle, okay? But some of us have been through, some challenges, some heaviness, some, real loss, perceived loss. Nothing ever is lost or gained ultimately, right? And this is part of the illusion of this third dimension also. We're all grieving ultimately this sense of separation from source, from the creation light that created this created light of the particle of our soul. I mean, our soul is this like tiny little particle that has a lot of weight. And it's created this whole, it's filling up the space of this whole body as through the consciousness, that we're creating this whole reality. It's like, what is the soul? And it's time to like really like deep dive into our heart and like heart and soul, and let that light and that love to shine into this world. Why else are we here? And if you're still self-hating and you're still unloving into the world, those are the places to check yourself. Now, I'm not completely smoothed out rock yet either. I mean, I've got places of frictions and, edges that are challenging. It's like, where are our challenges, and how is that a reflection of places that we don't fully love, accept, honor, worship within ourselves? It's like, what is all this like fractured ego stuff that we're carrying around? Well, we're interesting creatures, that's for sure. And we've created a very interesting world. And these eclipses really are amazing opportunity to clean up house. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's like, let it go. What is not serving you, and it's, even though it's heavy, sometimes like when we're wearing something, we don't even realize like like, oh, that kind of keeps me cozy and incubated, you know? I don't know what it'd be like, and it like kind of hurts to release the heavy stuff. But it's like, dang, you know, when you release it, it's like your soul can shine. Your soul, like your spirit can feel like, wow, I can do this. Like I can breathe. I'm like actually can be happy. Like, okay, this is exciting. And I'm not just talking about like happiness that like comes from like, you know, buying something nice, you know. I mean, that's temporary and it, you know, is a kind of therapy. But it's elusive, it passes. You know, this is like deep, we're like carving out the pathway to like deep soul joy, you know, like, and you know, I'm starting to feel it, you know, maybe for the first time in my life. It's pretty interesting, right? It's like, no, you know, I got me, you know, I've been working on this. I have been like searching for me. And not even like the me, the I that is what everybody sees and what has been built up by my ego. It's so funny. It's like teenagers build up their ego. It's like the ego building time. And they think they know everything. You know? And, you know, whatever. They probably do know a lot more than it's like their egos that they're like, they know. They know. Oh, nobody can tell them anything. I mean, nobody could tell me anything. That was for sure. Like, I knew what was best. And you know, once I got out of my teenage years, it was like ego deconstruction time. Then became this like zone of like, I don't know anything. I know nothing. And so, but I like started this quest of truth. Like, what's the truth? Like, who am I? Not the I of the ego, the I of the higher self, the I of the soul, like the I of source. And it's been a trip of like a treasure hunt, you know, of discovering this. And then, you know, you kind of hit these thresholds where it starts to, wow, like I think I'm breathing from a different place or a deeper place within because I've really been opening up the pathways to get there. And what I feel is it's an infinite journey. You know, we're able to receive information and information's revealed to us as we're ready to receive the new information, right? But it's like information and the way this earth works, orbiting in this solar system, spiraling in this galaxy, spiraling in this universe, a part of a multiverse. We don't know anything. We're small, you know? We think we're big. We're small. Like, what is this little soul particle trying to achieve, you know? And maybe it's just to realize itself and to just be in the process and allow the miracle to unfold. None of us are getting out alive. The soul's immortal, you know? We've been working on these things for a long time. So open your hearts. Open your hearts. Take the space you need to do that. Okay? It takes space. It takes time. It takes silent walks, meditative walks. It takes meditative moments. It takes contemplation into the mystery. And I'm so grateful to all the healers and teachers I've had. And I'm calling in a community that's going to assist me in taking all of this to receive another level of information, you know? It just goes on and on like that. So May you all feel so loved and supported by this video, but let it be such a genuine reflection of the love and spirit in your own heart. And let these eclipses, let the energies that are a part of this reality support you and release what you need to release so that you can love deeper. It's all, everything is orienting us towards deeper love. And if we're not loving every particle of ourself, we're not honoring creation, not honoring the miracle of being here. And I don't say that to be down on you or down on me. It's just a reflection that we have a lot of work to do because our world needs so much love because there's been so much unloved, obviously. So it's like, let's get deep with it. Okay, so if you want to work with me to set intentions, to do a tarot reading, you know, what we do in these sessions is we have a little conversation. We kind of like talk about what's up for you. We'll go into a meditation. Sometimes when we're talking about the initial intention, I'll draw cards just to give more of a reflective point. We go into meditation, kind of do a system cleaning. We come back and we reset those intentions where there's more subconscious and conscious alignment. So then those intentions are what you take with you for the next 6-month phase to refine and you know, consciously move forward with your life rather than it just being kind of a crapshoot where, you know, just trial by fire, you know, which is a way to do it as well. But the more intention and consciousness we can bring, you know, really the more you're going to be exercising the muscle of you as manifestor creator and really start to work the muscle of the law of attraction from a deeper place, so you're not creating reality from the distortions of the ego, but you're really aligning with something deeper, that you're really pulling in the ideal future self into the now that you dream of. It's really waking up to the dream. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Happy eclipse. Be in touch with me, kmbecher, BECHER, @gmail.com. Message me, Facebook message me. Okay. See you on the new moon, the full moon, rather, late August. Okay, take good care. Bye-bye.